Hi guys, what's up? Tori here. So I know it's been a long time since I last did a video. I just have some really fun and exciting updates for you guys, which you could probably already tell by the title of this video. But yeah, sorry, life is just really busy between working full time, having Braylee, and just all kinds of other things going on. Just it's hard to find time like this to do videos, but I'm going to try as often as I can because guess what? We are expecting baby number two. That's right, I am pregnant again. Um, I think I had mentioned in my last video that we were going to be starting to try again. I actually got my IUD removed back in April. It was on April 5 that I got my IUD removed. So that is basically when we started trying again. And I found out today is Wednesday, June 22. And it was a week ago yesterday that we found out um, that we were expecting again. That's when I took the pregnancy test and got the positive test. I actually took two tests. There's nothing like super exciting about finding out this time around because basically, like, I haven't really had, other than a lot of a fatigue, I haven't had a super lot of symptoms. I just missed my period. Obviously, it was basically the main telltale sign I had. Um, I was due to get my period actually like right before we were supposed to leave to go camping, and I didn't get it, and I decided I was just going to wait like the whole length of my period. The dog is gonna apparently come and sit behind me. Um, but um, so I decided just to wait like the whole length of when I was supposed to get my period before taking a test. So I waited until, so I was supposed to get it starting on a Thursday, and then I waited till, and that Monday was the last day that I was supposed to get my period. It never came. So I then took a test that Tuesday morning, and I actually took two tests because all I had was some cheap like store brand digital pregnancy test because that's all I could find in the store for like the longest time. I was having trouble finding the first response ones because those are to me like the most reliable because like I mean like the pink dye doesn't tend to like run off and stuff. Like they just tend to be the easiest to read and the most accurate to read. But I had decided but I got some digital ones, and I had heard that sometimes the digital ones can, like, they take a little more HCG to show a positive test. So I was worried of like getting a false negative from it. So I, like, the day before, I just like quickly made a brief stop at the store and picked up at a different store, and finally I found some first response ones, and I picked up just one box of first response ones. So I took both a first response and a digital that morning. Both of them actually came up positive. The digital read pregnant, and the first response had 2 lines. I actually still have my first response test, so I'll go ahead and show it to you here. So I don't know if that'll show clearly, but I mean, you can obviously see the 2 lines there. It's pretty obvious that there is 2 lines on that test. And actually, funny thing is that Friday before, because like I said, we were going to be leaving to go camping, and we had stopped by Matt's parents to drop the dogs off and stuff. And his dad had randomly asked out of the blue, like just totally randomly asked, so when is Braylee going to have a little brother or sister? And like it just totally caught me off guard. And I just said to him, I don't know. Like, because I was like, I mean, we're trying. So I was like, I don't know. It's like, and I was at that point was a day late. So I was like, I don't know. Like, I was like, does he know? Because like we didn't tell anyone really that we were starting to try. So it's like, does he like know something? And it's so funny because like he must have just had like a sixth sense or something because he must have just suspected because yeah, it turned out that I was pregnant and I am pregnant. So, but at this point, the only people we've told, my Aunt Sally, who was like my second mom, knows. My sister knows. We told my dad, and we told Matt's parents. And then my coworkers and stuff and my boss all know, just so that way, obviously I won't be able to hide it forever. And like that way, in case I were to have any like crazy sickness or anything like that, like they just would know and all of that. And so my boss also has plenty of time to, think about me needing maternity leave and all that too. So they know. And then we also did tell our pastors at our church just to have people praying for us. And because of them being pastors, obviously, like they have the whole confidentiality thing, they won't tell anyone. So that is all that knows at this point, and that's all that's going to know until after we have our first ultrasound, which we don't really have a first ultrasound scheduled. I did call my OB office, obviously, right after I had found out. And my OB office starts out by doing like a phone consult, like with the nurse. Um, so I have that appointment set up for July 7, and it'll most likely be during that like phone appointment that we scheduled my first ultrasound to get an actual accurate due date. Right now, just like based on when I had my last period and estimating based off of that, I'm currently right at about 6 weeks along right now and due probably like around February 15th-ish. That's just estimating based on when I had my last period. It could be sooner, could be later, just depending on, all that. So hopefully during that phone appointment, hopefully I'll schedule a first ultrasound so we can get an actual accurate due date. And then after we have our first ultrasound, that's when we will tell like all the rest of our family. So our family knows, but we won't probably do a Facebook post probably until like I'm closer to being through my first trimester, just because, just to be safe and all that. But yeah, so we're for sure going to wait till after our first ultrasound to tell the rest of our family. So that way all of our family knows before we like announce it to everybody else and make it known to everybody else. But yeah, so that is it at this point. And actually telling Matt's parents was the most fun because I actually did record it, and the reaction was so funny because Matt's mom, we went over to celebrate his mom and dad both had birthdays in June and then also Father's Day, so we went over just to have like a little get together to celebrate all of that at once. And his mom asked for a new picture of Braylee for her birthday, so I took a picture of Braylee wearing a little shirt that says Super Sister on it. And I took a picture of her wearing that shirt and I put it in the frame, and Matt's mom opened it and she was like, "Oh, look, I got a new picture of Braylee." And like she's like showing it, and then she turns it back and looks at it again, and all of a sudden her eyes got wide and she was like, and then she goes, "No." And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh my goodness." Like it was so funny. And then she like ran the picture over to Matt's dad, and Matt's dad looked at it and was like, "Super Sister, like she's not a sister yet." And then I was like, and I like pointed over at my stomach, and all of a sudden he was like, "Oh my goodness, like, are you serious?" And we were like, "Yeah." Like it was really fun to tell them, and I got such great reactions. Like I said, I actually did record it. Maybe I'll like include their reactions in this video because it's not a super long clip, but maybe I'll include that just for the heck of it. But yeah, so that was really great to get that reaction. But we are very, very excited about this. Like I said, we were trying, and we're very thrilled that it didn't take us super long to get pregnant again. Like I honestly, with Braylee's pregnancy too, I expected it to take longer than it did. Even this one, like I just like had myself mentally prepared that it just wasn't going to necessarily happen right away, that it might take a few tries, But we literally only tried for a couple of months, and what do you know? We are pregnant again. So, but we're very excited. We're very thankful, very grateful, feel very blessed. Like we don't take this for granted because we know that, there are so many people that do have a much harder time with it. So like this is something that we just do truly take as a blessing. We don't take it for granted. And like we also, obviously put our hearts out to all those who do struggle because, it's, can't imagine how hard that is. And I know people who have struggled, and I know it's a hard road, and it's not an easy thing to go through. So we're grateful that it didn't take so long. But yeah, so and then at this point with how I'm feeling, really the main thing I have had so far is just so much fatigue and tiredness. Like I get so tired so easily. I've also had quite a bit of like gassiness. Like I'll get like those like nasty like gassy cramps. Like it just feels tight, and then all of a sudden it's like you just feel like the fart like move through, and then it's like sorry if this is TMI, like I just let loose a couple of good farts, and then suddenly like the cramping goes away and I feel better again. Like I've had a ton of that recently. I haven't really had any major nausea. The only time I felt some so far was this past Friday. I went and had pizza. I had pizza at my aunt's house. And after having some pizza, like I just noticed like I got really nauseous for a little bit after having some pizza, and I thought I was going to toss my pizza for a minute, but like after like I finally like just kind of sat and relaxed for a little bit and kind of laid down for a minute, and then like the feeling like went away and subsided, and I ended up being fine. But so far that's the only like major bit of nausea I've had. Like I haven't had anything super crazy. Overall have been feeling pretty good other than, like I said, extreme fatigue. I have noticed the hormones starting to play a factor. Like I just feel like I get irritated a little easier all of a sudden, and then also like I'm much more quick to start like sobbing over something for no good reason whatsoever. um like I don't like this evening like even just in this evening, like I've felt very like weepy for some reason. Like I don't even know why. It's just like I feel like I need like a good I've like keep having moments where I just feel like I need to just bawl for a second. Like I don't know. So the hormones are definitely starting to be a factor too. Um, but otherwise, so far, that's really it. I haven't had any like major, crazy, insane symptoms yet at this point. Like I said, I'm only like approximately 6 weeks along. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time for that to hit. I honestly don't think I started having too much nausea with Braylee until I was maybe more like 7, 8 weeks along. I remember it's probably around the time that I had more nausea with Braylee. So, I mean, it, it could obviously hit at any time where I start having issues with it. You never know. But so far, been pretty okay. Um, but yeah, so like I said, we're very excited. And I'm going to try to do regular video updates as much as I can for you guys. This video probably won't go up super right away just because we want to wait a little bit so that way people we know wouldn't see this, obviously. But I'm going to try to do regular video updates like I did with Braylee for this one too. I don't know if they will necessarily be weekly like they were with Braylee. I will try my best, but there is a chance they could end up being like every couple of weeks or just when I can get them up. So I will still try to do them as often as I can for you guys. But yeah, so that is everything for this video, guys. And I guess I can just throw a quick update on Braylee too. She is 19 months old today, and she is just, honestly, the best way to describe her is just busy. She's just nonstop, on the go, busy, always doing something. Loves to go riding on anything with wheels with her daddy, tractors, quads, you name it. She loves to go riding on it. She loves being in the water. She loves being outside. She is obsessed with being outside. She loves to play. She loves babies. She loves books. She is just very, very busy. She's in bed right now. I actually do have her monitor here. I guess I can show you her on the monitor here. It's kind of hard to see. There's a bit of a glare, but she's on the monitor there. I don't know if that helps any, but yeah, you can see her a little bit there on the monitor. She's sound asleep. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the main update with her. I mean, there's not anything crazy. It's hard to film a video with her because she just wants to take my phone. So I have a hard time doing videos with her anymore. But yeah, so that's everything. I'm going to end by just doing a quick little bump shot, I guess, for you guys. There's obviously not really like any bump there yet because, like I said, I'm only approximately 6-ish weeks along right now. So I'm, there's obviously no like major bump or anything, but I will just go ahead and show you. I'm just standing on my knees here. So, yeah, with shirt on, forward, to the side, to the side, and then shirt up. Yeah, like I said, nothing really crazy there yet. I'll try and roll this much more so you can see that better, but yeah, obviously not much of anything there yet because I'm, not that far along. If anything, it's just some bloat and that's it. So yeah, that is everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.